Well, praise the Lord. This is Pastor Mark, and I'm coming to you live from Grace and Community Church, and we are GICC Live today. Well, I have been in the middle of this, I believe, a dynamic sermon series called Life-Changing Relationships. The first week, I talked about how we have been formed for God's family, literally designed to be together, designed to be in community, right? The next week, we talked about what's really important, what's most important, and the concept is love. Love is the key, right? And one of the statements we've made was that love cannot be learned in isolation. So we have to learn how to love in a place of community. Last week, I talked about how this is a place, Grace and Community, the church is a place to where you belong, where people belong, right? The church is not just a building; it's a living body of believers. It's not just an organization. It's really it's a organism, living, breathing, allowing God to move in the midst of us, if you will, right? And so this week, I'm going to be sharing just a couple truths on the concept of time and how time is so important to invest in relationships. And then we're going to come around the Lord's table in communion. And then when we come into November, I have two more sermons, part of this series. One is called Cultivating That Community. What does that mean? Cultivating community means it's going to take commitment, right? And so when conflict is handled correctly, we grow closer together. My dad used to say this. He said, without friction, son, you ain't going anywhere. And so church is about dealing with the irritants and the imperfectness of people. And that's what brings us to a healthy place. And then the last week or last sermon in the series is what we call protecting your church. Nothing on earth is more valuable to God than his church. And so we need to protect it by honoring his name, by honoring the testimony of the believers in which we find ourselves yoked together with. That's the sermon series. And then I'm going to go into a Thanksgiving sermon series. And then here we are. We're at Christmas, right? Hey, guys, thank you so much for listening today. And may the Lord richly bless you. May he shine his face upon you and give you peace. God bless you and have a great day.